Hello, and welcome back to Nadya's Identity Files. I have with me Jorge Valles, who looks like he's beyond excited today. Like, just look at that face. He looks fucking thrilled to be here, you guys. But I roped him in because I think that his identity and his work is super cool. So I thank you for being here to chat with me.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about what you do. You're a stylist, and you come from a long line of tailors. Tell me about your story.
I'm third generation tailor.
Third generation, that is crazy. I love it.
So it's like my grandpa back in Mexico in the state of Chihuahua. We used to, well, not anymore, but we had a tailor shop, and it was my grandpa, and he was in charge of it. And then my dad, as a kid, was like his apprentice. And then my dad ended up growing up, and then he went through, regular job as a construction worker for Los Angeles his whole life. And then sometime, like during the recession, when everybody was having some type of project, some type of way to make money.
Your grandfather?
No, my dad.
Your dad?
Yeah, at that time during the recession, like in 2008.
Oh, okay.
Like everybody.
I thought we were gonna go way back first to granddaddy.
Yeah, he had the shop in Mexico.
Right. Gotcha.
So then, during that time of like the recession, when everybody was like trying to have cookies and sell them on Etsy and everything, I had the idea of like telling my dad, like, well, what happened with you tailoring? Like, you haven't done that in a long time. So I kind of started the business for him, and I brought him along, and then he taught me how to tailor and how to fix clothes, and so now that's what I'm doing.
That's awesome. I feel like there should be a documentary about this, because I think there's so much that people don't know about that time, about what happened kind of like on a grassroots level during the recession and what people did to survive. But it's, in a way, it's like it was kind of a blessing in disguise in a way.
It was.
Because it probably brought you both together as well over this family tradition.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you both got to hone your craft, and now it's pretty much a big part of your identity.
And it got me to pull up my pants again.
Hey, that's an impressive feat, I think. I think it's really important that men pull up their pants.
Yes,
and
not to.
not be sagging, walking around sagging pants. We see a little bit of that on Hollywood Boulevard, just a little bit of that. So tell me so after that happened, how did your identity evolve as a tailor? You have MV Tailoring then is comprised of you and your father, correct?
Mm-hmm. MV stands for Manuel Valles. That's his name. I kind of basically started it because of him, because he taught me how to, I guess, be different. Because that's what happens when you're in high school. You try to fit into some type of category. You want to be a jock, you want to be with the band members, you want to be with the athletes. So I was kind of in all of them because I've always had that type of personality. I didn't want to just stick to one particular thing. But along with that comes with how you're dressed.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to dress a certain way. I wanted to dress cool. I wanted to dress in your Sean John, Mark Echo, your Fat Farm, your typical
my God, I remember
hip-hop,
all those years.
Crunk music type of...
My crew was wearing like Jinkos, and they were all up in Hot Topic. Like I was all about Emily Strange. That was me. I was that kid.
Yeah, I was in the definitely opposite category. So like I feel like I kind of noticed that when you're in high school, you don't have money to spend money on your clothes. It's your parents spending money on you, and a lot of parents don't want to buy those expensive brands for the kids. So I feel like I felt that as soon as you graduated high school, you get a job and you start getting that money in. And with that money, it's like, finally, I have money to dress how I wanted to dress when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So you have all these 18, 20, 22, 23, 24-year-olds dressing like they're still in high school.
Right.
Because they can afford it now.
That's an really interesting point. It's almost like an infantilization of fashion because of people feeling repressed.
Exactly.
Financially. So tell me how you are trying to but you are stimulating a movement among younger people, lower income people, to understand that you don't need to have a whole chest full of money to dress well.
So with that money that you are receiving now that you're working, you kind of settle where you are comfortable with. They're comfortable with those kinds of shirts, those kinds of pants, that kind of style that they used to see in high school. But they're not used to the grown man style. They're not used to the fitted style, wearing a suit style, because they've never done it before.
Right.
They associate that with Sunday, funeral, wedding, and at that moment, they rent it. And it's
Now, when you say
big.
they, are you referring to people in a specific community or just people widely?
I'm speaking about boys, men.
Okay.
Any
All
color.
men.
All men.
Gotcha.
So they put it on, and they don't feel like, they don't feel good. They don't feel confident because
Right.
they have this huge suit, this huge tie, these baggy ass pants.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Men,
and
please don't wear these. Like, I'll call them zoot suits.
Yeah,
I mean,
they look like that.
they look
exactly.
like that.
But they don't know that because they don't know any better.
Don't know.
So so as soon as they wear it, they want to take it off and they want to go back to their comfort zone.
Right.
So the secret is to having some type of tailor or stylist, but they don't have that either because that also involves money.
Right.
So the best thing to do is find some type of celebrity or artist that already is dressing a certain way that you'd like to dress like, and they have the money. They can go and buy their expensive suits or expensive shirts, but you don't. So what do? What is it? What do they say? They say fake it till you make it. So you go to thrift stores, you go to swap meets, you go to flea markets, you go on eBay, on Etsy, and you find yourself a nice shirt for like $2. You find yourself a nice pants for like $10, and some shoes that I'm wearing right now that I got for like $8.99. And
Where? That's epic. I love it.
all thrift stores.
Yeah. Throw out some of a little bit of a sidebar, but I feel like people, at least sometimes people I speak to, they struggle to find good thrift stores. They're like, I'm always looking for a good thrift store. But I mentioned, even Goodwill has some awesome finds. It really depends on the neighborhood that you're in.
And your patience.
What do you think about flea markets?
I love them.
Yeah?
I love them. So like I was saying, like when you go to these places and you have patience and you pick up your outfits, it's a lot cheaper to have them fitted by a tailor or seamstress or somebody versus buying it super expensive.
Totally. And what are you doing to get this information out to people who clearly are clueless?
What am I doing?
Yeah. How are you stimulating this movement?
It's basically kind of you have to dress the way you run your business. So if you want to make people feel comfortable about how they're going to dress or how you want them to dress, you have to be dressed the same way. So it's all about leaving a great example or a good image about you.
Absolutely. Do you find that a lot of people ask you about your clothes and your resourcefulness?
Everybody always asks me, like, where did you get it? How much did you spend on it? And then as soon as I start pulling them to the side, and I'm like, dude, I got this shirt for like $2, man. I got these pants for like $10. And they're like, what? Where are you getting these finds? And then that's when you teach them how to do it and when to do it.
That's super cool. Have you thought of, kind of being a fashion or style coach, or do you already feel like that?
I'm already doing that.
That's so cool.
So just recently, because I also, side note, started drifting towards my childhood hobby, which is like science and astronomy and stuff. So when I hang out with the astronomy and science geeks, which I am, a lot of them don't know about style or fashion because they're so concentrated on STEM.
Yeah.
They're all so concentrated on science and stuff. So recently, every time I go to these events, they come up to me and they tell me, like, why are you so dressed so nice all the time? Like, you're operating a telescope here looking like a model. And they ask me, like, what do I have to do in order to dress like this? So I just tell them it's basic essentials. It's like a haircut, it's the pants, it's the shirt, it's the shoes, one step by step by step.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes people who are very involved in certain sectors or industries, if you will, they think that they can't enjoy certain other things that are more common to more traditionally creative types. And it sounds like you're trying to show that there is an intersection. It's not mutually exclusive. You can enjoy style and fashion. In fact, you should, because it will make you feel good.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a confidence boost. You want to look good, you want to feel good, you start having better results.
Better results in all areas of life, would you say?
All areas.
Okay. Well, I thank you so much. I want to know more, though, about your family legacy. Like, I feel like there should be this, like, epic family tree timeline situation or documentary. I think it would be fascinating.
Yeah, definitely. This shop is still in Mexico. My grandpa passed away, and then the person who was in charge of that was my uncle, which is the eldest son, and he just passed away. So now
Right.
my dad is over here. So in order for us to continue that shop out there, we'd have to like move back there. But that's
Or
kind
one of you would have to move back there, or hire, I guess, somebody who lives
or
there.
continue the tradition over here.
Yeah. Do you feel
Which is
like
what I'm doing.
the family legacy like rides on your shoulders in a way? Do you feel like, this is in my blood, I have to keep doing this, it's part of my identity?
Yeah, of course. Everybody, the family is really huge, and I feel like every person has a specific style, but it all kind of comes down to me because I have everybody's style in a weird
Right.
sense.
So you're a little bit of everybody.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of everybody, and it kind of shows with my personality when I talk to people and I hang out with people. That's why, like I was saying, I hang out with these geeks who I am, and then I hang out with fashion industry people, and then I hang
Right.
out with all
Well, we
types
don't
of
have to have only one identity. It's like, I am a nerd at heart. Like, who cares? Like, why relegate yourself to only one thing?
Yeah,
like, we
you
are
shouldn't.
multi-hued vessels, rather than even humans, so we can enjoy all types of things. There is no limit.
We're basically a tool, and why just have one purpose? You can be a
Absolutely.
multifunctional tool.
For sure. Well, I thank you so much. And by the way, next week I have a guest who's going to be talking about transhumanism. That might be interesting to you.
Awesome.
Very cool. And hang tight. My next guest is Breland, and then we're going to have a quick round table.